America must never tell us what to do. The same United States, which is furious at being cut off from the riches of Burkina Faso, cannot tell us what to do. We stand with Captain Traore. We stand with Traore because we know that Traore stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traore, and Traore is all of us. If they kill Traore, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity of Africa. We must defend China for defying the USA and telling because they don't understand how.
Hello, brothers and sisters, my dear lovely family, fellow Africans, as a secret mission to jail and silence Julius Malema and also to kick him out from the parliament through his firearm discharge case. And if Malema found guilty, could get a sentence of 15 years in jail and a sentence of 12 or more than 12 months, he will be kicked out of the parliament. So if Malema will be jailed or sentenced for 15 years from firearm discharge case, it means Malema will be kicked out from the parliament.
With the president and all officials of the EFF, we want to thank all the leaders of the EFF who are here and from different provinces. Thank you, the ground forces of the EFF, for your support. We have been here for 7 years. We are almost at the end because today she passed her verdict finding us guilty, but she released accused number 2, which is highly appreciated. Because we know that from the beginning, they've been looking for me. They were not looking for accused number 2. They were just playing games, and today they came out openly. As a revolutionary, going to prison or death is a badge of honor. We cannot be scared of prison. We cannot be scared to die for the revolution. So whatever they want to do, they must know we will never retreat from the ideas and the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. At the center of those is to expropriate land without compensation. So comrades, you must not be deterred. We live here highly determined. We are going to fight this up until the Constitutional Court. We are coming on the 23rd of January for sentencing, and after sentencing, we will immediately put an appeal so that we can go to the higher court because we think a judgment is faulty. The strategy has always been you must try to charge Malema with everything. One day, maybe we'll find a racist judge who will find him guilty, whether he's guilty or not. Because they said accused number 2 gave me the firearm. Now they are releasing him, which means he didn't give me the firearm. Why are you not releasing me? When you release a person you allege gave me the firearm. By releasing accused number 2, the whole case should have collapsed. But the racist was looking for me, and that's why they could not collapse the case for racist reason, to appease the AfriForum, to appease the Oval Office of Donald Trump, to appease all the white supremacists of South Africa who want to undermine the dignity and the struggle of black people. So fighters, we should not be discouraged. We should continue to fight, because this fight will not end today. We are going to the appeal, and we will go to the Supreme Court. We'll end up at the Constitutional Court. We are not fighting the case. We are fighting racism, pure racism that we have been subjected to you for 7 years. Mediocrity of the highest order. A magistrate who can't read her own notes. She writes down and can't read what she has written down. But if it was an African female reading the same way she was reading, it will be a huge criticism out there. But because it's white and we accept white mediocrity, there is no outcry and criticism out there. We want to take this opportunity to thank our legal team. They fought a good fight. They stood with us, and as we move forward, we are going to reinforce that legal team. We'll bring Advocate Mugai Toby as we go into the appeal and strengthen our case, because it is now beyond all of us. We need to strengthen our team and confront the system, and you need lawyers who are not scared of the system. So fighters, let's go back home, build strong branches of the EFF. Let's prepare for local government election. You are not looking back. Buffalo City must belong to you. It will only belong to you if you work a strong branch and do not launch fake branches. We are building the EFF brick by brick until it becomes a strong house and take over the Buffalo City. When we leave here, we are going back to our branches. It's business as usual. Never mind this nonsense. Don't take it too hard. Let's go and build our organization. Let's remain disciplined as we go to sub-regional people's assemblies. Do not hide in some corners. There is only one sub-regional people's assembly. If you are taken to a different venue, that is not the EFF. You must know you defined yourself outside the EFF and you are no longer a member of the EFF. No one has expelled you. You expelled yourself. Because if you've got an issue, you come inside the People's Assembly and raise your issues inside the organization. Do not be members of members. Resign from those factions. Come back to the EFF and be a disciplined member of the EFF. So, comrades, we rely on you to take this Buffalo City. We rely on you to take over South Africa. You can see what is happening in the commission there. South Africa has been sold to criminals and criminal cartels, and this country must be rescued. And only you can rescue this country by working strong on the ground and by being united as fighters of the EFF. We don't have two EFF. We've got one EFF under President Julius Malema, and there's no any other EFF. So let's focus. Let's not allow those who divide us to divide this organization. The country is rotten. The country is looking for an alternative, and you are the alternative. Amanda!
Do you see? This is a time for Julius Malema to leave South Africa and stay in Burkina Faso, because many freedom fighters fought outside of their countries. And this brings me to the words of South African reggae music, the late Lucky Dube, once said, "Freedom fighter standing on a mountain in a foreign country, trying to send a message to his people back in the ghetto. He had a home one time, love of a girl, but he left that behind. Oh yes, I can hear him clearly as he whispers in the air. His voice came out loud and clear. All he asked for was a prayer, and as he turns to walk away, he said, I'm still here in the house of exile for the love of the nation. Sun went down on the mountain, birds flew back to the hiding places, leaving him standing there like a telephone pole. In the still of the night, you and I dream of Romeo and Juliet. All he dreams about is the freedom of the nation, when every man will be equal in the eyes of the law. As he closed his eyes for the last time, he said it again, I'm still here in the house of exile for the love of the nation. I'm still here in the house of exile for the love of the nation. So the time for Malema to leave South Africa and go into Burkina Faso. And from there, he can champion the revolution. Because right now, white South Africans are still controlling the economy. Will Malema survive in South Africa? Or they will jail him? Let us wait and see what the judgment will come with. So, my dear lovely family, this is a time for we Africans to come together to defend our revolutionaries. So, he could not be a member of parliament and can't even be an ordinary councillor. So, there's a mission to remove and to silence Mr. Julius Malema. Any black people who are trying to challenge white monopoly capital in South Africa are being punished. Starting with Nelson Mandela, you remember he was jailed for 27 in Robben Island. Coming to Christian, he was assassinated. Coming to Steve Bantu Biko, he was assassinated. So the one who seemed like he's demanding the right of black people and challenging the white monopoly capital in South Africa is Mr. Julius Malema. And that's why they started from his political party when they funded some people to withdraw from economic freedom fighters. And now they have seen the only opportunity for them to attack and to remove Malema and to silence him is to jail him. Of course, these people are very intelligent. They have been waiting an opportunity where you make mistake and they will punish you, and they punish you. So they have been waiting Julius Malema to enter into their 18-yard, and they have penalizing him, and that's what's happening. So, my dear lovely family, if there's a time for black people across the world to come together and to unite in this time, I don't mean that we are supporting what Malema is doing, but we must understand Malema is the voice of voiceless. Malema stood for black people. And if you want to prove this, let me share this one. You can understand what I'm saying.
Why do you say we are free when those who killed our liberation icons are not held accountable? Today, those who killed Krisani, they say they can repeat it again tomorrow. What is freedom about that? Today, as we speak, Krisani has never received his justice. Where is the justice of Steve Biko, who was killed in isolation? He died alone, naked and chained in a cell in 1977. Yet there's never been justice for the killing of Steve Biko, yet you claim freedom. We must know that everywhere else in the world today, the people want to crush South Africa because of what South Africa stands for. We must never allow that South Africa must be bullied by imperialist forces.
Yes, you see, Malema stands with Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And he stands with Captain Ibrahim Traoré because the US, through General Lang, AFRICOM commander, accused Captain Ibrahim Traoré for using gold reserve to protect himself. The aim is not to accuse. The aim is to create chaos in the country, to say, you, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, you are using gold reserve instead of serving us. So people maybe to riot and to demonstrate on the streets. And from there, the Western power are coming to say they are protecting civilians. That's what they did to Gaddafi. They sponsored labels, and when Gaddafi started stopping those labels and fighting with those labels, what they said, Gaddafi is killing civilians. So NATO is coming to protect civilians. That's what they want to do to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. They create accusation to make people very excited, people to go into the streets demanding Captain Ibrahim Traoré to resign. Of course, they created some puppets in France and in Paris, France, and Rome, Italy, where you saw some black people, puppet black people, demonstrated saying they want Captain Ibrahim Traoré to step down. So those are just techniques, trying to pump people in the country, in Burkina Faso, to start demonstrating and say Captain Ibrahim Traoré is a dictator. So we have to remove him from power. When Traoré said, maybe I'm not doing this thing, let us stop what you are doing. These people are coming and say, we are coming to protect civilians. But thanks to all Africans, black people around the globe who came out and raised their voices by saying hands of our hero, our beloved President Captain Ibrahim Traoré. But one of the politicians who stood up with Captain Ibrahim Traoré is Mr. Julius Malema. So white people are not happy with Malema. Malema stood up and demanded the return of the land that is owned by white minority in South Africa. You know, 75% of the land in South Africa is owned by white minority. And those who are the owners of the land, black people, who are majority, own almost 10%, because in South Africa we have colored, we have Indians, we have politicians, all of them share 25%. 75% remain to white people. So when Malema stood up and said, we want our land back, Malema became a threat, become an enemy. They have been waiting Malema to make mistake and to penalize them. They have been waiting Malema to do a mistake and to punish him. That's what they have been doing right now, and that's what's going on. And if we are not careful, Malema will be discharged and will be jailed under our faith, because this is not the first time for African black people who stood up and demand for justice. You remember what happened to Gaddafi, what happened to Sankara, what happened to Kwame Nkrumah, what happened to many black people. Even Mandela himself, he was named an international terrorist until in the year 2000 and something. When today you see white people are saying Mandela is a good people, but Mandela jailed for 27 years. In jail, today they are saying Mandela is a good people. How can you jail someone for 27 years and today become an hero? You know what they are doing? They are trying to please Africans. Do not take the land. You will be a good people, like Mandela. But someone like Malema, who is demanding the land back to the land owners, is the enemy. Is the enemy. And Malema has stood up defending black people more than any South African politician of this time. You can't hear Ramaphosa talking about that. You can't hear Ramaphosa standing for black people. You remember what happened when Ramaphosa visited White House in South Africa. In US when he visited Mr. Trump, when Trump shown the clip of Mr. Julius Malema and asking why this man is not jailed. What Ramaphosa said. He said, EFF is a small party. But Trump said, how can you say this is a small party while the stadium is full? You can go and review that clip or that conversation. You will understand something. You will understand something. So right now, they're trying to silence Mr. Julius Malema, to remove even him from the parliament because they want him to move out. That's the mission. That's the mission. The mission, they have tried many ways. Some tried to assassinate him, some tried to attack him. But right now, the only solution that they have is to remove him peacefully through laws. That's what is happening. So if there's a time for black people around the globe to come together, to unite in this time, because if we don't come together, today is Julius Malema. Who is the next tomorrow? Because these people are not silenced. They started to Kwame Nkrumah. They overthrown him. They came to, of course, they started with Patrice Emery Lumumba of Democratic Republic of Congo. Look today what Congo looks like. They went to Ghana. They went to Sylvanus Olympia of Togo. They went almost across Africa. They tried to remove all black people who are standing for the dignity and respect of black people. They went to Samora Machel. They came to Thomas Isidore Sankara. They didn't stop there. They went to Gaddafi. They didn't stop there. They went to Magufuli. They didn't stop there. They went to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Now they are with Malema. So all these leaders that I'm mentioning, they have been tried, and these imperialists and these forces are tried to destabilize these leaders. Some of them were assassinated. So I would not wonder if I will hear the judgment has concluded that Malema has to be jailed for 15 years. I will not be shocked. I will not be shocked. But I will be shocked more if I would see black people not defending revolutionary leaders like Malema. I've seen some South Africans who are not patriotic, who are coconuts, brown outside, white inside, saying Malema has to be jailed. Some went to far and say Malema must go back to Zimbabwe. I don't understand them. I know we Africans, some of us, we are betrayers. I don't know why, but we have designed to betray each other. We love white people much than ourselves. Maybe because Jesus is white, maybe, or Muhammad is white, maybe. But we black people, we hate each other so much. The time for we Africans to come together. And it is better for Malema to go and stay in Burkina Faso. And if there's a possibility for Malema to go and stay in Burkina Faso, it will be better. And this is the time for Malema to leave South Africa and go and stay in Burkina Faso and learn the movement from Burkina Faso. Even Mandela learn away. These freedom fighters in South Africa and even in Africa, they learn away from their own country and fight from far away. That's what Malema must do. Otherwise, it will be jailed. They have tried everything. Now they have seen that the only opportunity for them to jail is through this case, firearm discharge case. So, my dear lovely family, have no more to share. Thank you for watching. If you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. And if you are new in this platform, please make sure that you like and you subscribe to join the big family of Make Africa Great. We are here to share our thoughts, ideas, and finding best solutions for our challenges. After that, my dear lovely family, have a nice time. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.